AR-15 should not be an example of hyper masculinity. Hey, TikTok, Angela Parker, Boozy Bible Scholar, going in with my Wayne Goss number 3. This is Scripture Through Womanist Eyes. I'm using my Pat McGrath number 8 palette. I'm still thinking about masculinity. And so in Michael Kimmel's book, Angry White Men, he has a section or a chapter entitled Angry White Boys. And so as I've been thinking about masculinity and aspirational masculinity, I'm thinking about the AR-15 as the weapon of choice for mass school shootings. And so as I was thinking about that, I'm thinking about Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12 is the particular chapter that Rod of Iron Ministries loves. Rod of Iron Ministries is a Christian nationalist church, and I'm putting church in quotation marks, that reads Revelation chapter 12 and sees the AR-15 in that text. And so as I think about white boys, school shootings, and the AR-15 and this particular church, I see that as problematic masculinity showing up in the world. So I said I was using my Pat McGrath. Here's the outer box, Divine Rose number 2. So this is Pat McGrath number 8, and I have it in the pink packaging. And as you can tell, this palette is well loved. So I'm taking my Wayne Goss number 6, and I'm going to go into this pink, and I'm going to go a little bit lower and carve out my crease a little bit more. So Revelation chapter 12. This is the chapter that has the dragon warring with the angels in the heavens. Using the same brush, I'm going to go into this aubergine shade. So what's the significance of this dragon and Daniel's goat crushing the earth? In Daniel explains it as the empire crushing the earth, essentially crushing the Israelites and making the Israelites just being very unhappy and very oppressed under empire. So the woman who is being chased by the dragon represents the church being crushed under empire. So why is that important? Men who work for empire, i.e., for the government that's crushing people by taking away SNAP benefits, crushing people by increasing their affordable care subsidies, crushing people under the weight of financial economic woes. That's empire crushing people. And Revelation, when you look at Revelation 18, you see how empire crushes people through economic woes. So, Jesus is born by this woman in Revelation 12, and Jesus comes to rule the nations. And a lot of translations in Revelation 12:6, which that word at Revelation 12:6 is poimeo. The Greek verb is poimeo, and some translations say rule, but a better word to translate is shepherd. Jesus is born to shepherd the nations, shepherd the people out of this oppression. And Jesus shepherds the people by using a rod of iron. And that's where the rod of iron ministries comes from. But a rod from a shepherd is not to beat the nations. It is to, yes, beat perhaps the wolves, beat the empire, beat the toxic masculinity of the empire, or what I would say, beat the hegemonic masculinity of the empire. Beat the hegemonic masculinity of the empire that is crushing the people. Now I'm going to take my Wayne Goss number 7, and I'm going to start building my lids. I'm going into this shade right here, the glitter, and use that on my lids all over. So Jesus, with the rod of iron, is not beating the people, but Jesus is beating the empire with that rod of iron. The empire that is crushing the people. So get the gist. The church is not supposed to be in line with empire. So Christian nationalism is completely antithetical to the church that Jesus establishes today. Now I'm going into a Pat McGrath quad, and I'm going to take this sparkly pink and kind of pop that on the center to make my pink a little bit more poppable. So when we read Revelation 12 and take that to be a part of the hegemonic masculinity that becomes aligned with an AR-15, we are completely reading that text in error, and the AR-15 becoming the weapon of school shootings and the weapon of a rod of iron ministries is completely against what Jesus would imagine. Okay, friends, here's the final look. Angela Parker, boozy Bible scholar, thinking about Rod of Iron Ministries. Running late, so I gotta go. I'll talk to you soon. As always, be bold, be brave, be brilliant. And I'm gonna put a lip liner on this because I do not like this lip.